Today, we're going to look at something pretty amazing. A single English worksheet that tells us a whole story about how we learn. You might think learning a new language is just, memorizing grammar rules. But what if it's actually about creativity, about personality, and about finding a totally new way to express who you are? Let's dive in. So our story starts with a challenge. And on the surface, it just looks like a simple math problem that somehow ended up in an English class. But the way the student approached it, well, that reveals something way deeper about what it really means to learn something new.
Okay, so here's the problem. It's your turn. You've got 2 minutes. All you have to do is change one of the signs, not the equal sign, to make this equation work. Go ahead, give it a shot.
So this is it. This is the exact problem that was given to a student named Carlos. You've got 100 minus 50 divided by 3 times 2 equals 100. It seems totally straightforward, right? Just a logic puzzle. But here's the thing. The actual answer to the math problem isn't what's important. What's so fascinating is how Carlos saw the challenge itself.
Before I show you what he said, just think about it for a second. What skills did you just use? Probably logic, right? Some basic math, trial and error. Your brain is likely going down a purely analytical path. But that is not what Carlos was thinking.
So check this out. When Carlos was asked what skills he used, he didn't pick stuff like brainstorming or logic. Nope, he chose emotional balance, guessing, revising, and time management. For him, this wasn't really a math problem. It was a test of his nerve. It was about staying calm under pressure, making some smart guesses, being willing to fix them, and doing it all with a clock ticking. This one answer right here, it sets the stage for everything. Learning isn't just about what's in your head, it's about managing your feelings and your strategies too. Okay, so after framing that logic puzzle in such an emotional way, Carlos's next task was completely different. He had to shift gears into empathy and interpretation. He had to start decoding the stories of other people. He was given a bunch of testimonials from people using an app. Take this one from Solomon, who's 39. It's short, but man, it's packed with so much feeling. My time is gradually getting shorter. Wow, that's a really powerful human statement. But Carlos wasn't just supposed to feel it, he had to analyze it. And this is just a brilliant look into the mind of a language learner. You see him operating on 2 tracks at once. On one hand, he's totally connecting with Solomon's story. But on the other hand, he's like a detective, hunting for grammatical clues. He's pulling out examples of the simple past tense, phrases for giving opinions, comparative forms. He's figuring out that language is both feeling and structure. He's building his toolkit. And now we get to the absolute heart of this whole journey. This is the moment where Carlos takes that toolkit he's been building, the logic, the emotional awareness, the grammar, and he just completely transcends the worksheet. He's about to unleash this wave of pure, unadulterated creativity. I want you to meet Piggy. All Carlos was given was a simple drawing of an older woman, and he was asked to invent a character, and boy did he deliver. Piggy is a 65-year-old retired veterinarian from Brazil. And, in Carlos's own words, she's lovely, like a grandmother that has a pig as her daughter. I mean, right away, you know this is going to be a story with tons of personality. And her life story is just, well, it's wild. She had an unhappy childhood, but then her teenage years were fantastic. She used to dance a lot. This led her to become a stripper, but that job, as Carlos so poetically puts it, made her knees turn to dust. So she completely changed her life, went to school to become a vet because she loves animals, and now she's retired and dedicated to the church and her pig daughter. This isn't just a school exercise, it's like a tiny, perfect novel.
The detail he comes up with is just incredible. He imagines her whole daily routine, wakes up at 5 a.m., takes her pills, makes breakfast for her pig, and then makes her own. And then he adds this one little, quirky, crucial detail. Both meals are served without bacon. And you have to wonder why. Well, this is where the story gets really, really good. This line right here is pure genius. So after a heart attack, Piggy realized something was wrong with bacon, so she cut it out of her diet. But Carlos adds this hilarious and touching little clarification. She removed bacon from her life, except the bacon inside her pig. In one sentence, he captures her love for this animal, her sense of guilt, and her very practical approach to staying alive. It's just brilliant.
So how will Piggy be remembered? Carlos wraps it up with this incredibly profound thought. She will be known as the woman that knows the 2 sides of bacon, the bacon that blocked her veins and the bacon that saved her life. The very thing that almost killed her is also the creature that gave her a reason to live. That's just masterful storytelling.
Okay, so after hitting that absolute creative high with Piggy's story, you can actually see a shift in Carlos's work. He's found his confidence, and now he starts using this new voice to talk about more abstract ideas and really to express his own opinions.
His next assignment was to write a dialogue about change. And who does he pick? Steve Rogers, Captain America, a man from the past, and John Spartan from the movie Demolition Man. He actually pits these two against each other. Rogers is confused by our modern cold world, while Spartan is this total cynic who just calls it evolution. And through John Spartan's voice, Carlos gets to express this really complex, pretty cynical worldview. He has Spartan say, "Let me tell you something, stupid hero. The next step will be boring, a lot, without humans. More AI with fewer humans." He's not just using the language correctly here, he's using it to build an argument, to articulate this sophisticated and kind of bleak vision of the future.
Then, he has to compare two famous people. He picks two huge Brazilian icons, the TV host Silvio Santos and the rock star Raul Seixas. He uses all those comparative forms he was practicing, calling Santos smarter, taller, and richer, while saying Seixas was crazier. But he doesn't just state his opinion, he sets out to prove it. He makes his judgment call. Definitely, SS is smarter than RS, and then he brings the evidence. He says, to prove it, he's going to use a quote from one of Santos's game shows. That famous final question he'd ask contestants, "Are you sure about that?" He's using a quote like data to back up his argument. This is a massive step. He's not just having an opinion anymore, he's defending it.
So when you put all of these pieces together, the puzzle, the testimonials, the life of Piggy, those dialogues, what do you actually see? You see the entire anatomy of what it means to learn. It's this clear, observable journey right there on the page.
This one worksheet shows us the whole path. Carlos started by analyzing a logic problem. Then he moved to empathizing with other people's stories. From there, he used those tools to create something completely new with Piggy. And finally, he learned how to apply all those skills to form and defend his own unique voice. Analyze, empathize, create, apply. That's the journey.
So the big takeaway here is that learning a language isn't just a straight line of memorizing rules. It's messy, it's creative. It's this deeply personal process of basically building a new version of yourself. It involves our emotions and our imagination just as much as our intellect. You know, real learning is never about just getting from point A to point B. It's a journey, like this winding road. There are going to be twists and turns and beautiful, completely unexpected destinations, like the incredible life story of a retired vet named Piggy. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. Think about it in your own life for a second. When was the last time that learning something new, any skill, a craft, another language, when did it not just teach you a fact, but actually fundamentally change how you express yourself? When did it give you a new voice, a new way to tell your own story?